Welcome back, club members, to this week's episode of the Hollywood Hubbies Film Club. I'm Jeffrey.
And I'm Brandon. Last week we did our review of The Bandwagon.
We sure did.
Make sure you go back and give those episodes a listen.
Yeah.
Even though we have not ranked our faves so far, we really haven't hit a lot that completely missed the mark. But last week's episodes were tough for us, you guys.
Yeah. There's not much more to say that we can say, but I don't know. I almost want to watch it again, and I'm like, was like Mercury in retrograde? Was
Like what?
Was there a full moon? Right? Was it a new moon? Some kind of moon?
I know.
I don't know, because looking and thinking about it, I'm like, it had all the elements that I thought I would like in a musical. Like, it's about Broadway, it's about musical theater, it's about creating a show, and just none of it stuck.
Yeah, and then especially the music. None of the music was like songs you would go back to want to actually listen to.
Can I tell you something?
Yes.
I can't even think of one off the top of my head right now.
That like stood out to you?
I couldn't even hum a few bars.
Moving on to this week.
For those of you who are just joining us, we are reviewing AFI's top 25 movie musicals of all time. At the end of every episode, we are spinning the wheel to give us our movie for the next episode. That way, you can watch along with us.
Well, now, are you a June bride? Get ready, y'all, as we barn dance our way into our review this week of 1954's Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. Seven Brides for Seven Brothers is an American musical film directed by Stanley Donen, with music by Jean DePaul, lyrics by Johnny Mercer, and choreographed by Michael Kidd.
The film stars, get ready you guys, the Seven Brothers, Howard Keel, Jeff Richards, Mattox, Marc Platt, Jacques Diambos, Tommy Rall, and Russ Tamblyn. And the Seven Brides, Jane Powell, Ruta Lee, Norma Doggett, Virginia Gibson, Betty Carr, Nancy Kilgas, and of course, Julie Newmar, who we all know and love from the Batman series as Catwoman.
Yes. Thanks for everything, Julie Newmar.
Okay, before we go on, can I just say, or should I say this later? No, let's give the more of the history on this before we get into like our pre notes.
Our pre-note notes. Sure. The screenplay by Albert Hackett, Francis Goodrich, and Dorothy Kingsley is based on a short story, The Sabin Women, which is based in turn on an ancient Roman legend of the abduction of the Sabin women, or the R word of the Sabin women.
I know. I was like, ooh.
The film is set in Oregon in 1850. It is famous for Kidd's unusual choreography, which makes the dance numbers stand out. Like, he took really mundane frontier actions and pursuits and really like turned them into something very creative and magical. So shout out to Michael Kidd, who really elevated the choreography.
Yes, the dances are phenomenal in this. Seven Brides for Seven Brothers was nominated for 5 Academy Awards: Best Motion Picture, Best Screenplay, Best Cinematography, Best Film Editing, winning one of them for Best Scoring of a Musical Picture.
In 2006, American Film Institute named Seven Brides for Seven Brothers as one of the best American musical films ever made. In 2004, it was selected for preservation of the U.S. National Film Registry and Library of Congress as being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. We do have some notable adaptations to mention, y'all.
Y'all?
Well, hey, now we just finished this movie, so
this 2 hours of this film, yeah. All of a sudden you're
a country.
You're a
not even
backwoods,
not even country. Yeah, backwoods.
Uh, sorry. The 1968 to 1970s TV series Here Comes the Brides was inspired by the film as well as a 1978 stage musical by the same name, with mostly new songs written by Al Kasha and Joel excuse me, Joel Hirschhorn. Can I just say I am really shocked by that because I thought a lot of these songs were great. So to only keep a few of the old ones and write mostly new songs, like what a waste.
Or they needed more songs because there's not a lot of songs in
No,
this
they
film.
only kept 4 songs.
Oh yeah, that's a bummer.
So
Yeah, that is a bummer.
you have all these great songs, you could have wrote 3 more.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, I digress.
There was another TV series, Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, loosely based on the film that ran on CBS from 1982 to 1983, and a 1982 successful Bollywood film, which is classified as an unofficial remake. The name of that film is translated to 7 on 7. Well, before we jump into this, had you ever seen this movie before? And if so, what is your first or fondest memory of it?
I think this is just another one that I saw as a child that I know I've seen because watching it today, a lot of it looks familiar, but had you asked me before I watched the movie what it was about, besides 7 brothers looking for 7 brides, I probably couldn't tell you the plot.
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah, I guess I don't have my first memory my first real memory I guess would be today.
Oh, okay.
And the fondest memory was I really liked it.
Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah, for me, I don't know anything about this movie. I maybe have seen a couple of the dancing scenes, particularly with the brothers in their colorful shirts,
Mhm.
but I knew nothing about this musical going into it. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Except that I thought it was a Rodgers and Hammerstein musical.
I know you always think it's Rodgers and Hammerstein, I
Which
think when
it's
it
not.
comes up. But yeah, let me just say before after we spun the wheel last week and found out that it was this movie, I was not excited.
Mhm.
We had just came off of a dud,
Mhm.
and for some reason, everything about this movie just seemed like something I was not going to enjoy.
Mhm.
Hokey pokey, smoky, okie dokie, artichokey. Like it was just everything about it was. Meh. But I really, really liked it. Like from beginning to end, I really liked it.
It's so interesting that you say that because while I was watching this movie, it is very much a you type of musical.
Yeah.
The costumes, the dance numbers, the songs that do sound like Rodgers and Hammerstein, let's be honest. It's a very you musical. So it's interesting that you went into it thinking like, oh gosh, here we go. It's going to be some backwoods.
Well, because I mean, besides the colorful costumes and the very sweeping music, which like I don't remember it, so
Mhm.
I didn't know that it was going to be great. But I'm not an outdoorsy person. I'm not a let's go to a cabin in the woods and like enjoy the great outdoors.
Sure, you want a little glamour to it.
Yeah, I need glamour.
Mhm.
I need city life. I need big lights and sparkly scenes. I don't know. So everything about it just I was like, this is gonna be so smelly looking and gross. I don't know.
It very is reminiscent of like a Meet Me in St. Louis. It really is. You know, like the way that everything's styled, the colors. I mean, they do the best that they can because they are very limited on the sets that they can
Mhm.
use. They only are really either in the main town or in their cabin
Yeah.
in the mountains. So
But I
they
mean,
are
at least
limited.
in Meet Me in St. Louis, they are still living in the burbs. Like they're still like in a city.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, to me, the idea of it just reminds me of
Yeah.
that. The siblings, how love is
Yeah.
love. Like, I don't know.
No, but I even made a joke about like, oh God, like they're gonna be chopping wood and doing this, that, and the other. But then, like you said about Michael Kidd and his choreography, even
Mhm.
the scenes later in the snow when they're chopping wood, I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. Like, this is so well done. But anyway, we'll get to all that later, but I just had to, like, state I did not think I was going to like it, and I ended up loving it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's so cool. Any other pre-movie mention stuff you want to mention? Any factoids or anything like that that you had?
Not really. I mean, just going off of the cast list, like Howard Keel, I was like, oh great, I know him from Annie Get Your Gun, so I know he's going to be great. Jane Powell, we've seen, or at least I have. Maybe you weren't watching them with me, but I know she's been in movies like when she was younger, or not her younger, but Elizabeth Taylor. She was in a movie with Elizabeth Taylor that I can't remember off the name of it off the top of my head, but like I know that she's a really talented singer as well. So
Oh, very impressive.
yes,
very,
and she
very
looks
impressive.
just like Hayden Panettiere. Every time I see her, I'm like,
You
oh
had
my
mentioned
god,
that.
it's Hayden Panettiere. It's Hayden.
The only thing I will say that I knew about this was that because of the bit of research that I had did on the choreography, I will say that when looking into Michael Kidd, I looked at some of his responses to the film, and he did admit that he turned it down a couple of times when they actually like brought the concept to him. But he ended up succumbing to it, and sure enough, the choreography is some of the most beautiful stuff.
That's so funny hearing that from somebody that has worked in like musical theater.
Yeah.
I think maybe he just heard it and thought it sounded uninteresting, like how I did. It was
Yeah,
like,
he was
I
like,
don't want to see that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Most of the movie was shot on MGM sound stages, but some of the exterior sequences were shot in Coral Creek Canyon in Sun Valley, Idaho. So just shout out if anyone's listening out there in Idaho. The exterior shots are there.
Shout out to Knott's Berry Farm, because that's where they filmed the town scenes. I'm just kidding.
Certainly looked like them.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's dive into the plot here. Let's get started. Our movie starts in 1850, Oregon Territory. Backwoodsman Adam Pontopy, played by Howard Keel, goes to town for supplies and to find a bride. He runs into the Bixbys, husband and wife, who own the town shop. And right off the bat, when we get Adam going into the shop and talking to them about what he wants in life, what he's trying to do, finding a bride, quite literally finding a bride. The first song we get here is a song called Bless Your Beautiful Hide. What are your thoughts on this opening song?
I loved it. I thought it was so catchy.
Yeah?
I love his voice. He has that deep, very strong, powerful voice that he sings with. And again, I loved how you just start a movie and get right into the plot. Man goes into the shop, makes a joke about wanting to find a bride, or can I purchase a bride?
What can I trade?
Yeah. And then he just talks about wanting to get married. And so he sings his song.
Yeah, it gets the job done. It's one of those opening songs where, like you say, we get the job done. We're opening up to our plot point here.
Yes. And it was so refreshing. Again, after watching so many, I guess a lot of the 50s MGM movies were not based off of a Broadway show would be considered jukebox musicals, because they just threw a bunch of songs in there and hoped that they worked.
Sure.
But it was so refreshing to look online and see who wrote the songs, and saw that they got two people to write all the songs, and the songs actually match what the scene is talking about.
Right.
So it was so refreshing to actually hear that. And
original music,
yes,
with a narrative, making sense.
Like it was so nice.
Not just pulled out of a basket.
No.
For sure.
Yeah, they weren't just like, okay, the guy's alone in the scene, let's find some old song about him being alone. No, they actually wrote a song about what this guy wants, and it was great.
I think so too. I think it's a great song, great opening sequence. I did mention to you, like, does Howard Keel wear flippers or like a denture in his mouth? Because his top row of teeth were so Hollywood perfect.
They
I
were
was
blue.
like, wow.
They were blue.
I was like, if it was today, I'd be like, those are veneers, clearly. But I was like, oh, maybe he just wears them when he's filming, though. Maybe he didn't have them in real life. So I was like, interesting trivia for anybody who knows Hollywood trivia out there.
I think just because he was gritty, grungy, dirty, had his big old beard, and then when he smiled, he had these big pearly whites. Maybe they just looked even brighter against the grit and grime.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's not like he looked like he had just fallen into a thing of mud, but,
no, but
it's part of their character.
Yeah, exactly. He quickly meets Millie, played by Jane Powell, the pretty young cook at the town bar. It kind of looks like it's almost like a tavern / were there rooms upstairs? I'm not really sure, but
I think a lot of towns had places like that. Right? Come and get some food, get a room.
Rooms upstairs. Yeah, exactly. Pretty fresh and young. That's what he wants to find to marry him. Pretty fresh and young. That was his adjectives that he used in finding a wife. Oh my God. So, hey, Millie's got all of those adjectives going on.
Yeah, it's not the most feminist of songs.
Not at all.
But it's charming, I guess.
On the back of the horse. Let's get her out of here.
Yeah.
Seeing her strength and hardworking attitude and culinary skills, of course, he quickly proposes while she's milking a cow, and she accepts. She just immediately accepts to marry him.
It's so funny too, because I was like, okay, was not expecting that. For some reason, I thought that there was going to be a whole cat and mouse type thing the entire movie until, it was going to be these 7 brothers and then these 7 girls, and they were going to be, I assumed, like very many movies, they were going to hate them at first and then end up starting to fall in love with them. And then there was going to be the marriage at the end, which I guess kind of happened for 6 of them. But I did not expect to have a marriage within the first 5 minutes.
Right off the bat.
I was very shocked by that.
There must be something about Millie that she was not happy with her mundane life there in that small town, Yeah. She wanted some sort of an adventure or something for herself, because that was the idea. All of these things that she's going to be able to do for her and for him, not knowing that he had 6 brothers living in the cabin as well. I mean, even the Bixbys were shocked. We get like a scene of the shop owners that are like shocked, being like, I can't believe she's running off with him. I knew that hussy was going to end up doing something like this.
Not the hussy. I did love when Mrs. Bixby called him. I had to write it down because I was like, ooh, that was a good one. Slummocky backwoodsman.
You're going to start calling me that now?
No, because you're not a backwoodsman. I'll call you Slummocky, but
Slummocky. I really loved the bathhouse that he got cleaned up in. It was like 25 cents on the window to use the bathhouse, where he basically like washed his face, gave himself a clean shave. It's kind of an interesting concept, and it made me think, why aren't there more places that are like that? Because now, if you're a businessman, for example, you can go to like your gym to take a shower, but you got to bring all your own stuff.
Isn't that just what a Korean bathhouse is?
Or a country club, and they have all the amenities, but you've got to be a member to actually, use it. But I don't know. Is a Korean spa or bathhouse like that? I didn't know if they had like amenities and things like that you could use. I thought it was like a sauna, a hot room, but I don't know. We've never been.
I haven't either, but I see people like relaxing, and then I'm sure you can shower. Yeah. I don't know what stuff they have there for you, but
yeah, I'm not sure.
It just seems like whatever this town is, especially with back in the day, I'm sure they had a lot of people traveling through. Sure. So they probably needed a place to stay, a meal to eat, and then to,
freshen up.
What did you say? You said wash their swamp ass.
Yeah, seriously. I was like, that's a pretty cool concept. We should have more places like that where you can pay like $20 at the door, use all their amenities, clean yourself up before you go out on a date or before you go, out on the town. On their way back up to the cabin, they go through Echo's Pass, which poses a very important plot point for us later, where he basically says, like, be careful not to yell or make any loud noises during the winter time because actual avalanches could happen in this Echo's Pass. They stop to quote unquote water the horses, which basically just means let the horses drink some water. And Millie picks some flowers. She finds some flowers or herbs that she says that she could use for a soup later. She has a solo song here called Wonderful, Wonderful Day. What are your thoughts on this song?
Well, so far it's 2 for 2 for me because I thought this song was beautiful. I love the melody. Jane Powell, gorgeous voice, stunning voice. Yeah, again, just refreshing to hear like original songs. I honestly I kept thinking like, how was this not a Broadway musical that was turned into a film? Had I not known, had I watched this without reading anything about it, I would have thought that it was already a Broadway show that they bought the rights to and then just made it into a film because the songs and everything are just so great and they really
so well.
flow with everything that's going on. So if they just wrote this from scratch and then just wrote music from scratch, like I know it happens. I'm not dumb, but it's just it's done so well.
Yeah, particularly at this time. During this time period of film, it was not done a lot. I agree. I think she sounds wonderful. Not shocked that you love this song. It literally sounds like it's from Cinderella. So I'm not shocked that you love it.
I was literally like, this is going on the playlist. It's so pretty.
Yeah, I definitely figured that for you. But I think it is a really pretty song, and Jane does wonderful in it. I don't know much about Jane Powell. I'm not going to pretend like I do. And very impressed. Inspires me to want to see more of her films.
Yeah, I think not too long after this, her film career kind of puttered out, which I'm shocked because this was such a huge hit. But looking at her later career, it kind of, I think a few more movies after this, and then it was very
like TV.
Yeah, she moved more into actual musical theater, like live
great.
musical
That's cool.
theater. Because I mean, listen to her chops; she can handle it.
Yeah,
she definitely was not just a recording artist. She could really
she
sing.
Could easily be in this or in in Sound of Music or something like that. Easily, yeah.
Very interesting too, because her and Howard Keel were in the original stage musical that they did in 1978 when they finally turned it into.
Very cool.
Yeah, I was shocked because at first I was like, wait, how many years later?
Yeah, that's awesome.
But I guess these characters really don't have ages. It doesn't say like they're young. And again, it's stage. You can play younger
you can be
until
15 years younger.
But yeah, looking at it, I think he was closer to 60. And then so she was in her 40s. Nothing against that, but I'm just like, oh, okay, the characters were, at least in the movie, portrayed a lot younger.
Yeah,
but work. Let there be a draw. Get the two main actors.
Nostalgia of it all.
Yeah, I agree. But then when it went to Broadway, by the time it made it to Broadway, because I know that they originated it on a tour, and then in 82, I think it finally made it to Broadway, but with different actors.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, maybe they retooled it a little bit, and then a couple years later, they decided to put it on Broadway. But yeah,
and once it got to Broadway, the producers were like, "No, you guys are too old for these parts."
Oh no.
They were like, sorry, but I think the nostalgia of it is really great. That's going to sell half your tickets.
You know what? And it didn't last too long on Broadway. Had they just kept them and been like, you know what? They're older. Who cares? I'm sure it would have been such a huge draw.
People are going to want to see them. Exactly.
And I bet if you look back, if you compare it, I bet whatever tour they were on probably did way better than the 5 performances they did on Broadway. I think it was like not even 5.
Yeah, I bet you're
very
absolutely
sad.
Right.
Just keep a minute.
Upon arriving at the Pontpey Mountain homestead, Millie discovers that Adam has 6 younger brothers: Benjamin, Caleb, Daniel, Ephraim, Frank, and Gideon, who they're basically little animals, you guys. Like, they expect Millie to clean and cook for them. The house is a disaster. The animals run in and out. I mean, it is an absolute, pigsty.
This is when it started to, and not in a bad way, but it was starting to give me like Snow White vibes.
Yeah, you even said for one of the brothers.
Oh yeah, you had made a comment when Gideon did something silly, and you're like, he can't be that dumb. I was like, he's dopey.
Mm-hmm.
He's supposed to be dopey.
Mm-hmm.
But there were a lot of scenes that kind of were reminiscent of Snow White.
Agreed.
And I thought it was perfect. Like, I thought it was cute.
The nameplate was really cute too. How Adam had mentioned that their mom had named them basically like ABCs, like in order to keep track of their names. So I thought that was a really cute little throw that he did in there, because she was like, how am I supposed to remember what name goes with which brother? And Adam was like, don't worry, you'll get it. Just try to remember the ABCs in regards to the oldest to the youngest.
I'm glad they didn't keep the trope going, and I don't know if they meant to, or if and it just came off that way. But I did write down, like, it was so gross how they were all looking at her at first, like
they had never seen a girl
before. But
like predatory.
Yeah, some of them were like, well, and I was like,
well, they are. They're like salivating over her.
I know, but it was so gross. Thank God that was like the one and only scene. After that, they did not keep this trope going of like them like staring at her, because it would have been so weird her living there, and then like these 7 guys are all like, wanting a piece of that. Like, they did the one scene, it grossed me out, and then after that it was all uphill. Like, and then they were charming.
Totally. I think the director probably did it exactly for that reason. It's like, she's this.
They could have been a little bit more bewildered, and it would have had the same effect. Had they never seen a woman, and they would have been like, oh, what's happening? Oh, we're gonna have her living with us? Like, it could have been a lot more like a lot more wonder and a lot more curiosity. But there was a lot of like eyebrows and like kind of
oh, I totally got that too. I think it is supposed to be horniness though. Like, that's how I took it.
Yeah,
because they're even into it when the brother is gonna go with her to go sleep for the first night. They're all excited about it. So
it just could have had the same effect with a completely different direction.
And she does quickly put them in their places in regards to,
for sure.
They don't stay, you're right. They don't stay in that attitude for much longer, because she puts them in their places.
Yeah, she's not a pushover. And I love her for that.
Millie angrily ruins dinner by knocking over the table. She basically prepared this beautiful dinner for all of them to eat. They all run in there and start just like falling over all of the foods like hogs. Those are her words too. And she's pissed. She was like, you guys just throw yourselves all over this food like you're a bunch of hogs. Nobody even had the time to say grace. She obviously didn't get a thank you from them at all. And so she's pissed. And instead of crying about it, she knocks the table over, and all their food go flying on the ground.
She doesn't even.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that she didn't even just like swipe the food off the table. She lifted that freaking table up, and so I loved it.
You're like, yes. She retreats to the bedroom, where she also bans Adam from sleeping with her that night. Adam unwillingly goes back downstairs to face, his brothers. They're all like mocking him. And he's like, no, I can't do this. He sneaks back upstairs, puts a jug of water on her table, and climbs out the window to sleep in the tree outside of the window. Eventually, Millie and Adam reconcile at the window scene, and Millie has this whole, regretting her high hopes concern over her marriage, and basically having to shelve the idea of what she thought this marriage was going to be, and realize, okay, look, I made a decision. I'm in this now, and I've got to make the best of it. And the song that she sings here is called When You're in Love. How are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this song?
Again, I liked it, and I thought it was very beautiful. At first, I thought it was the first song that didn't match the scene, because I was listening to it, and I was like, okay, she's not having the best night. She's mad at her husband. She's sitting there singing this song from the window, and she's singing When You're in Love. I'm like, girl, but you're not in love right now. But then the more I was thinking about it, I think it has more to do with, or at least how I took it, what she expected it to be.
Mm-hmm.
What she like, I think she's thinking more about before she found out she was about to have 6 brothers, and she was on her way to the house thinking that she was going to have this glorious life. I think it was more of that feeling
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and not how she's feeling in that exact moment, because she was upset. I think they kind of make up after that.
Yes, and I think that you're right in regards to maybe it throws you off a bit because he is there at the window, and it's like it's not really like a serenading you type of scene. It's more of an inner monologue type of a song.
Yeah. Or she's just kind of explaining herself and not really like it
Serenading.
not really talking about what exactly what's going on in that
Mm-hmm.
moment.
Mm-hmm. It is really pretty, though. I do agree with you. So the next morning, Millie begins to teach Adam's brothers hygiene, manners. She surprises them by doing all of their laundry for them. She makes them a really big breakfast, which looks amazing, by the way. I mean,
Mhm.
mouth watering Hollywood breakfast here, you guys. It looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Eventually, this extends to advice on romance and courtship as they're going to prepare to join her in the town. When she mentions, like, oh, I'm going to town to grab a few things, they're like, oh yeah, we want to go with you. And she tells them, well, you can't really grab at women like they're the flapjacks that you guys are grabbing at my breakfast table. You actually have to court them the right way. And she gives them examples on how to court a woman by she uses herself as the example and starts to sing a song and dance around the cabin with them.
Going back a little bit, I did want to talk about a few of the scenes that you just pointed out. I loved them waking up in their
Onesies.
their onesies
Mm-hmm.
with the buttons in the back.
Mm-hmm.
So cute. And I loved them again not expecting Millie to be in charge of the whole situation. Like when she's like, I already washed your clothes, now give me the clothes, now give me your pajamas, because I need to wash those nasty things too. And he's like, and she said, or I'm gonna come in and get him. And he's like, she's not gonna come in, and literally like, oh, slams the door open and he closes it right back.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just such a cute scene because he's like, oh shoot, like I like how he didn't expect her to really like,
Yeah, and he even says too, well, where's Adam? We need to talk to Adam. And she's like, no, you don't. He's gone already to
Yeah.
work. She's like, I'm in charge here.
Yeah, exactly. I really like that. It was funny then seeing them at breakfast and total 180 from the last meal, because number one, they probably don't want the food slammed, so they're scared, and they have like little blankets or towels or whatever on them, so they're trying not to show their bodies. So it was just cute to see like they didn't want to make it another misstep and get her angry.
And she teaches them grace, like a food prayer, like before food. Like that was really, really cool.
Very cute. Yeah, and then the dance scene that's coming up again reminded me a lot of Snow White. It just reminded me
Absolutely. Absolutely. This dance number here is called Goin' Courtin'. And
that's hard to say.
Going courting.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I put in my notes here that this song reminds me a lot of an old-fashioned Disney song. The whole sequence around it is really, really great. And yeah, we're starting to get just a little bit of a taste of what choreographer Michael Kidd is able to do with these, tight spaces or mundane chores and things like that. Like this is just a little bit of it's a sample of what we're going to get as the movie progresses.
Oh, I totally agree. He made that small space look so good and really filled it up, and the choreography was really great. Like whether it was a small space or a large space in later scenes to come, like he really made it all work.
Agreed. Now they all get ready to go to a town barn raising event, and the Pontypees display their newly acquired social graces as they meet 6 younger women: Dorcas, Ruth, Martha, Liza, Sarah, and Alice, who are immediately attracted to the brothers.
Mhm.
I mean, they have showed up and they are clean shaven, fresh new shirts. They all are wearing colors now. I mean, the boys look great. Millie cleaned them up well.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's great what a little shower and shave can do.
Right? Yeah. Millie definitely cleaned them up well, and the girls are all smitten by them.
Salivating.
Right? So it's okay for the girls to salivate over the men.
Yeah, it's their turn.
No, I know. I'm joking. The girls' initial suitors overcome with their jealousy. They basically battle the Pontypees during this whole barn raising dance sequence. It's like a
Dance battle.
dance off. Let's go. This dance sequence is awesome. I mean, they all got to flex their dancing feet muscles here with all the crazy do-si-dos and lumber tricks and axe throwing. I mean, you name it, this sequence has it. It is quite a show-stopping sequence.
Mm-hmm. And I think that Michael Kidd was very smart in the way that he showcased a lot of them. I know when I looked it up, I believe the youngest brother was trained in gymnastics, and
Okay.
I feel like a lot of the the planks when they were doing like the plank jumping and like all of that, I felt like it really showed off his gymnastic skills. Another funny little tidbit is the brother Benjamin, who is played by Jeff Richards. He was a former professional baseball player who topped out at the AAA level for the minor leagues. Not a dancer. And so if you notice in a lot of these scenes, unless it's like a little two-step or like, you know, cross your leg here or sit down with your brothers here, he really kept him off to the side where he would be watching them. Or if it did need to be a scene, like there was the scene where the brothers and the other suitors kept flipping, taking turns dancing with the girls. That was when they were kind of on that stage. I noticed after reading this that he had Benjamin in the left corner, and a lot of that left corner, because they were dancing kind of in a circle, there would always be people in front of him, so you couldn't really see his feet.
Gotcha.
So I think he kind of had him there, obviously on purpose, and his dance moves were limited, probably compared to what the other ones were doing. But it is kind of a shame because his girl, or his what do you call a girl a suitor too? No, a suitor's a guy. His you know, his dance. How about his dance partner?
His sutress.
Oh no, that sounds like a Marvel villain. Sutress.
Sutress.
Yeah. What do you call her? What's the girl equivalent of a suitor?
Oh, she is still often referred to as a suitor. While the term historically implies a man courting a woman, the modern usage applies to anyone pursuing a relationship.
Oh, I don't like that. Anyway, his dance partner, who ends up...
Admirer, a great catch. Sutress, an extremely rare noun specifically created as the female equivalent of suitor. It exists. It actually exists, you guys.
I hate it. I want it to be...
I like admirer. His admirer.
Okay, well, his dance partner, who is Julie Newmar, was classically trained. And because she had to be with Mr. Jeff Richards, a lot of her dancing was therefore limited as well.
Oh.
So, kind of a bummer. I mean, she does get dance scenes in this film, but it's just funny that she got the one guy who couldn't dance. So, a lot of those portions of this scene, she was kind of off to the side as well.
She gets a lot of camera time later in the film, so...
Yeah.
Sutress. I'm obsessed with this now.
Great. That's going to be the name of your next play.
I'm going for it. I'm going to copyright it right now. So at this barn raising event, they all have to. There's this challenge that they get, and this challenge is that there are going to be 4 different teams, and whoever can put up their side of the barn first is the winners, and the winner gets to keep this new baby cow. During this barn building event, a lot of the initial suitors of the ladies, they start fucking around and start hitting the brothers with hammers, hitting them with lumber pieces, and even though they keep their tempers at bay initially, it ends up escalating and it turns into a big fight scene. And Adam gets attacked, and the younger brothers are all pissed because they want to protect their older brother.
So the brothers are trying to rein in their tempers
as much as possible.
And the townsmen, suitors, the ones that actually live in town, are trying to provoke them.
Yeah, and antagonize them.
And because Millie has told them to
stand down,
to be nice, they're trying their very best. But there's only so much you could take.
Literally. And so they get into this big brawl scene, which is also choreographed quite well. So well that you are like, oh my gosh, I hope that nobody actually really got hurt.
It's very West Side Story, like dance fight.
Oh, I can see that. I can absolutely see that. It also reminded me a little bit of like slapstick, like Mel Brooks type of fighting scenes, where everything's very over the top and people are diving out of windows and doing the splits and things like that.
It was very entertaining.
During this brawl, the barn completely collapses and gets destroyed. It did go on for a really long time. I did put that as a note that this brawl scene went on quite long, but also I was kind of thinking about the audience of this movie. This movie does have a lot of male energy in it. So perhaps the big fight scene they didn't want to cut because they realized that the audience was going to be a lot of male energy. Not to be sexist, but especially for the time, it makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, not to say that men don't like musical theater, but I do think because of scenes like this where there is like the fighting and all of that, it probably made it easier for men to take their women to the movies and also be entertained. And that's probably why the movie did so well, because it had a little bit for everybody.
Millie, disappointed in them, she ends up patching them up back at the house. She is sympathetic because they did their best and they were really protecting their brother at the end of the day. Gideon has really fallen for Alice and confides in both Millie and Adam about it. He's, the youngest, he's the baby. He's confused, but he's like, what's up? Like, this hurt, this longing. And they're like, well, it's love. So after Gideon confides in Millie and Adam sings a reprise of When You're in Love on the porch. And Millie hears Adam giving advice to Gideon. And it looks somewhat like she's tearing up because she's emotional about the advice that she's giving. But she does overhear Adam say that if he can't have Alice, he can just find another girl. Another woman will come along. And
that all women are pretty much the same.
And Millie obviously reacts to that and gets hurt by it.
It's not very nice.
Well, we jump from here to winter setting in. The brothers are all pining for their loves that are back in the town as they do their mundane chores outside in the snow. We get quite the ballad here called Lonesome Winter. Now, what were your thoughts on this song?
I did really like the song, and I thought it was really well done. There was some, I don't know if it was a chant, but whatever non lyric part that they were singing was very pretty.
It is very pretty. I think this might be my favorite song of the movie, but a lot of it does have to do with what you're saying. I think the different types of noises and vocals that are being done, and
Not the
even
noises.
well, yeah, even like the axe noises and the sawing.
Yeah.
Everything, all those little things about it, it makes this song so cool. The choreography, like everything about it makes this song so cool. I think this is my favorite number and favorite song of the musical.
I did write down. I did not write down anything about the actual song. I just wrote down that Michael Kidd's choreography is so impressive here
So
because
impressive.
I he took his assignment very seriously to make this movie about living in the woods actually interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, them sitting down and then the one brother is up and doing like the axe swinging,
Mm-hmm.
and you hear the swoosh noises and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Like it really did
Not
make
the noises.
well, when you said noises, I was like, what are they, like oinking? Like, are they like mooing? I don't know. But yeah, the axe swishes and everything about it was very intricate and really elevated them just sawing wood.
Absolutely. Benjamin mentions to Millie that he actually wants to leave permanently. So, to console them, Adam reads from Millie's copy of Parallel Lives about the Sabin women.
Sabine?
I looked up the pronunciation, and there are like 3 different ways that I've seen it. That's the most like that was like the most like commented on. SAY hyphen BINE. Boom. The story is about Romans kidnapping women to be their wives. Adam then claims his brothers should go do the same thing. And if they're your prospective brides, you should just go get them. Let's go round them up in the middle of the night. And he sings a song called Sobbin' Women, which is obviously a play on words, even though originally for me it's hard to pronounce that word, but it's a play on words here.
Is that one of the pronunciations?
What, sobbin'? I guess, but that's how the song's written out. What are your thoughts on this song about going to steal your bride? How do you feel about this?
Like literal kidnapping?
How do you feel about this song?
Kidnapping, but make it charming. Girl, I don't know.
I don't like this song at all.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's very weird. It's like the Kill the Beast song, but Kidnap Your Bride song. That's how it feels.
Only in a musical from the 50s could you get away with like literally telling someone to go kidnap a woman and it be like a cute, funny, sweet, charming moment. But you know what? Let's go with it.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go with it.
Because apparently it works. I'm joking, guys. I'm joking, but in this world, apparently it works.
Does.
Jeez.
I say we end episode part 1 on them going into town and kidnapping these girls.
We're gonna end on kidnapping. Let's
end on kidnapping.
We started with a musical and now it is true crime,
which is very popular.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for listening to part 1 of 7 Brides for 7 Brothers.
7 kidnappings for 7 brothers.
God, the abduction of the women.
The abduction of the sobbing women.
Oh my gosh. Please make sure to go out and follow us on social media. You can find us on
Instagram, TikTok, at Hollywood Hubbies.
Make sure you leave comments share our podcast with your friends, your coworkers, all that. And yeah, join us next week as we jump into part 2 of the kidnapping of the Saban women.
The Sabine
women.
Yep.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.